Hi, I'm Wayward, and this is Command & Conquer 3, Kane's Wrath. I believe it's R18, but I could be wrong. This is the 1.02 plus community patch. At the bottom left of Tournament Odyssey is Bikerush, our red marked of Kane. At the top right, with a sizable little infantry force there actually, is Drive as our stock GDI. I think I already said this, but I'm pretty sure this is from one of the recent tournaments. Game has been up and running for a little while. Bikerush actually going for some harass there with that raider buggy. Also, of course, both players have captured their nearby Tiberium spike, and we've got a little bit of combat going on in the middle. That foxhole actually does barely come up, like one guy alive. Yeah, we've got some Awakened coming out, making short work of those rifleman squads. Drive with a more standard opener. It's got those two refineries and now a couple of harvesters out, and an APC, I think, coming out to... Oh! Nice shot by the Awakened. Takes EMPs that MCV now twice. Nice little stall there by Bikerush. More annoying than anything, but a little bit of slowdown. Bikerush has transitioned to a more standard, two refinery and starting to pump out some harvesters. A little bit ahead of Drive with getting out on the map. They're expanding over to his second field. Drive now setting up as well. Both players pretty much in the same situation. Drive being a little sassy with those, I cannot think tonight, pit bulls. Good lord. This is the high quality content that we like to consume, right? Caster forgetting what a pit bull is called. Oh my gosh, got a minefield out there from that APC. Looks like it's being spotted and taken out, so no harvesters get damaged. Well played, Bikerush. Bikerush now with the on the offensive with his little raider force. I don't think it's going to be too much trouble for Drive. He's got a couple of pit bulls out there anyway. That should be enough to deal with what Bikerush is trying to do. A little bit of mismanagement by Bikerush, getting that raider buggy pretty close to being killed. Pit bulls doing their job. Let's take a quick look for tech. I don't see anything yet. Ooh. Not entirely sure what just happened there. Missing things is another part of the many services we provide here at Wayward Strategy. Drive actually has a pretty decent force of pit bulls at this point. Oh, he purchased a turret to get the Awakened there for the EMPs. I was wondering what was going on with that, and I figured it out. Fear not. Both players staying on tier 1 tech, it looks like. A couple of militant rocket squads coming out for Bikerush. We've got another foxhole being taken out. Let's see. Some repairs being handled by Drive. I think both players are on double factory right now. The shredder turret. You can speak, Wayward. We can do this. Another shredder turret being popped up by Bikerush. APC's making short work of those rocket squads. Not entirely sure what the point of that is. Saboteur coming out. I don't think he's going to make his destination, unfortunately. Well, I guess he is going to make his destination. I think probably the expansion point is what he's headed for. Or that's my guess. Maybe the turret? I'm not sure. pit bulls being slowly whittled down by the bikes and the rocket militants. At some point I missed bikerush getting that tier 3. Yeah, it looks like that turret is what bikerush was going for. This main field is now pretty much mined out. Also have the Tiberium chemical plant. And the expansion point also has been captured, so bikerush doesn't need to actually walk that MCV anywhere. A little more harassment coming out from bikerush. I guess bikerush is doing okay financially, dropping a support power on Drive's base there a little bit. Drive actually hasn't teched, hasn't moved. Bikerush definitely in the better position here with his expansion point getting up some additional harvesting. Drive has a decent force, but there's no tech involved. A couple of Predator tanks, so that's not really going to go anywhere. Bikerush continuing to harass. Looks like Drive is aware of this third base. Actually have the sonic fencing around the MCV, which is looking to be aggressive, I guess, pushing down here to try to deal with that expansion rather than trying to expand on his own. Meanwhile, Drive does have tier 2 and tier 3 up, so he can start actually producing some heavy hitters. Tiberium Troopers out. Not dealing great damage there. Looks like we do have the laser upgrade. Yep. Supercharged particle beams out. Makes Shredder turrets a lot cooler, if not substantially more damaging to those pit bulls. Pit bulls actually have their mortar upgrade, which is pretty cool. I don't know that this Conyard is going anywhere with these awakened EMPing it, so that's probably a lost cause. We do have some Juggernauts out, always fun to see. But yeah, Drive in a bit of trouble. That barracks is not going to protect that Conyard for very long. Looks like Drive may actually manage to save that. I think bikerush doesn't want to lose those avatars just to kill a Conyard. Redeemer out already. Really quick tech progression there. I guess he just built it and then sold off the Redeemer facility. In the mark of any good Command & Conquer 3 player, both players are keeping their infrastructure to the absolute minimum necessary. Space Command uplink coming up right kind of in the middle of nowhere for Drive. That's very interesting. Not sure if Spectre artillery, I don't see those super often, so it's kind of cool that they're out right now. Have a missile firing off in the Space Command uplink. That bombardment doesn't do too much. Oh, he actually has a Tiberium Trooper mounted to one of those. Pretty decent EMP going off there. Oh no, stealth tanks take out a harvester. That's going to be pretty bad. We've got stealth tanks coming in to harass while the combat is going on. Pit bulls, I think, are going to clean that up. And a second MCV finally coming over to get Drive some much-needed resources since he's basically mined out his first 2 bases. Meanwhile, bikerush is remining his first and has made some pretty decent progress into his second. A couple of disruption towers up. And Secret Shrine, so we're going to be seeing some infantry. Wayward, you can talk, you can do this. A lot of EMPs coming out, and those Spectres proving their worth, taking out a Juggernaut. think this con yard is probably gone at this point. A lot of specters out, a lot of artillery for our non-player. Redeemer is not in any danger from these juggernauts. Another one goes down. This is looking pretty grim for Drive at this point. Actually, Drive. A little bit of harassment here with those mortar pit bulls. But this is the real situation, the real problem. We have Enlightened out with double upgrades and a crap ton of specters. And Drive, his army is not really existent. And bikerush somehow transitions into air without me even noticing. There's the air tower. Tell you what, I have been unparalleled at the cast today. It's been true delight. No, I'm actually really rusty, of course, and need to try to get back into this. Those Venoms are really helping to clean things up, and at this point, Drive does not have a lot. He's got a couple of Juggernauts and a couple of Pitbulls. MCB coming up to, I think, try to snipe these resources, possibly, but whatever the reason it was moving out, it's in more than a bit of trouble. Although the Redeemer coming over to, I guess, try to save the MCB. Mine drop coming down. Juggernaut's being harassed and EMP'd, I guess the Enlightened. Yeah, they have EMP blast. Rage Gen coming out, but I think everything already had attack targets, it looks like. I don't see anything happening with that. Nice little AA turrets coming out. We also have a pretty nasty force over here with Spectres attacking the infrastructure. Tier 2 being sold off. Tier 3 probably going that way soon as well. Yeah, I don't really see Drive coming out of this, right? Pretty much fenced in with turrets on this side. This force is cleaning up everything that's not on the plateau. There's not much on the plateau. There's, what, the one factory. There's no tech. Running out of resources. Bikerush pretty much has all the cards at this point. I think the Redeemer might have gone down. I don't see it. Of course I would miss that. Oh my gosh, Wayward. You are on top of things today. Oh no, there it is. But yeah, we're looking pretty grim for Drive right now. The tail of the minimap tells you everything that you need to know, pretty much. Selling off the Conyard. I think this is a kind of a Hail Mary. 3 factories producing mostly pit bulls, I think, at this point. Drive knows he's in desperate straits, and yeah, I really don't know what Drive is going to be able to do. I think the Spectre is going for scouting more than anything. And my guess is these are referred to turrets, deterrents, rather. Drive doing the only thing he really can do, moving across the map with this giant force of pit bulls, try to make some harassment happen. I think there's enough pit bulls to force a reaction out of bikerush. That's a lot of turrets. No, pit bull's not actually enough in this case. I think bikerush is just too far ahead in every way. Venom's actually cleaning up the pit bulls, and I think that was the GG. Drive knew that he was going nowhere, unfortunately. Let's see. The resources are really what I want to see. I actually was thinking it would be a bigger difference than that, honestly. Wow. Yeah, so apologies for the quality of the cast. Not really up to my standard, and honestly, my standards are probably not as high as yours. Anyway, so hopefully at least this was enjoyable, and yeah, I got to get back into the swing of things a little bit. I've been away. Got a lot of stuff going on, trying to juggle it all, and unfortunately the casting has taken a bit of a back seat because of that. So hopefully this was enjoyable. Anyway, I'm Wayward, and this has been Command & Conquer 3, Kane's Wrath, 1.02 plus R18.